Welcome back to Have a Talk with Me. Before we went for a short break, we were talking about the difference between a leader and a politician. And Lusweti here say that being a leader, you help people to achieve their objectives, and being a politician, you use people to achieve your objectives. So you yourself, you are a leader and also a politician. What can you say about that?
Right. You know, the difference between leadership and politics
Uh-huh.
is the objective that you wish to achieve. For instance, in leadership, let me talk as a leader in my university now. My objective is to ensure that my objective in leadership is to ensure that students get the best academic services in the
Yeah.
university. Their welfare needs to be well maintained. They need to be going for classes. They need to have their marks. They need to understand and they need to get information concerning what is happening in the university. That is the leadership part. And the objective here is to help them have a smooth studies in the university. Equally talking about my politician motives also, there is something that I need in return as Lusweti now. Omit the leadership part now. We are talking as Lusweti here as a politician. You know, what makes me to be a politician is the mass numbers that I control and the number of people that I'm able to influence towards pushing my own agenda. Number one, my agenda perhaps might be to go there and vie and to be a leader outside my university.
Yeah.
My agenda there is to convince people to see that they can venture into something. Okay, leadership and politics is not so far apart. It's just that if one objective supersedes the other, then it shifts from either being leadership or politics. In all cases, the objective is either centered on you as a leader or the people that you are leading. If the objective is strongly centered on the people that you are leading, then you are a leader. But if the objective is strongly centered on you now as a leader, that becomes politics because you don't really value these people.
Wow.
You just want to use them
Uh-huh.
to achieve your objective. I know this is a bit controversial, and most people will really raise a lot of questions concerning the integrity of politics and leadership combined, but it just stands with what do you wish to achieve. So, in my political career, I will use people to help me gain the ranks, help me build myself to another level. Because in the world of politics, if you have no numbers, you are not, you are very irrelevant.
For you to get this number.
Yeah, you need to be a politician. That is why you need to use people to help you
Uh-huh.
cross the bridge somewhere that you want. Now, somebody can start as a politician and end up being a leader, or in other way around, they can start being a leader and end up being a politician.
So a leader and a politician can't work hand in hand.
In
Yeah,
most cases, they
really?
can't work hand in hand because, okay, they are supplementary to each other, but not necessarily like closed entities together. Meaning, I can depend on politics to be a leader if my intention is to lead the people, and for me to gain them first needs for me to be a politician first, then I'd rather be a politician, then shift to becoming a leader. But in most cases, people really get corrupted by either of them. In most cases, if you begin as a politician, you may not really discover what it is to be a leader. For many cases, if you become a leader, leadership is based by certain values such as integrity, honesty, truthfulness. You understand? But politics is more about propaganda, influence, lies, and the ability to sway masses.
Yeah.
So politics is more of your own person. That's why the people usually say politics about interest.
Oh, yeah.
And the interest is not necessarily about people. It is always about you. In simple terms, this is what I can say. Politics is singularly interesting to the lead, to the person who is pushing it. But leadership is more primarily centered on the constituents which you're leading. And they need to see, for you to be a leader, they need to benefit from your actions. For instance, let me ask you a question. Between Moses and President William Ruto, who is a leader now, who is a politician? You see, there's a clear difference now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Moses is a leader because he was leading people to achieve a certain objective. That was move from land of slavery into the promised land. He was helping people achieve a certain objective. Now, with our president here, President William Ruto, I have no comment to say about that. But you definitely know the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you use those two examples, then you'll see there's a leader here and there's a politician. For instance, how Jesus was. Jesus was a leader.
Mhm.
Jesus was not a politician.
Mhm.
But now, somebody like Alonso Musyoka now is a politician.
So
That's
if
the
I
clear difference.
if
It
I may
depends on the objective. Yeah.
if I may ask, what's the difference between the campus leadership and the outside life outside from campus?
Actually, there's no difference between campus leadership and politics.
This is the
Uh,
place where you lay your
this is a
foundation.
place where you lay a foundation. And sadly to say that the system is just corrupt, just like the outside one. The way you use the methods used to gain power
The
are
method.
just similarly corrupt to the ones which you use to be outside. Because
Uh-huh.
you'll need to sway people, you'll need to convince people. Sometimes you need to use money. Because one question I was asking myself is why does a student leader need to have money so that they can acquire their office? For instance, me, I use a lot of money to
Okay,
get my
if you
office.
what if I don't use the money? You don't want to tell me what
Now,
I do have the
if it was
PR
something
skills.
different, then we could not be using money
Uh-huh.
similarly to how the outside politicians do. One thing we are shifting from is that we are becoming politicians in the university instead of being leaders.
Oh,
We are already growing. This is a generation that needs to lead other people outside.
yeah.
But if the current generation now is politics centered, we are doomed to find good leaders out there.
Oh. So what can you tell these people who want to grow to be a leader, aspiring to be a leader?
Okay, one thing I can say about if you want to aspire to be a leader, you should learn to prioritize your people first. If you truly have that charismatic heart that you want to see people develop, you want to see people grow, you want to see people achieve their objectives, then leadership is in your calling. You know, the beauty of being a leader is that you don't need an office to be a leader. You don't need a position to be a leader. For instance, I'm the academic secretary in my university. This is somehow like a political position as far as being a leader. But you'll just find somebody like for you here, you are a leader. Because if you can push somebody to achieve a certain objective, you are leading. You're influencing them to achieve a certain objective. What I can tell people who want to be leaders is that you don't necessarily need to have a position or a title behind your name so that you can be a leader. But if you really want to be a politician now, you need a title. That's the difference. If you want to be a politician, you
You
definitely
should
need to have a
start
title
lead.
behind.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And if I say like, how do you measure your success as a leader? Your
Judging from
achievement.
how I started to now, I can say that I've learned a lot. I've built a lot of networks with people. I've made a lot of friends, equally making a lot of enemies also.
Mm-hmm.
And achievement is not necessarily okay. Progress is not necessarily positive. Sometimes it can also be negative. It's just that people usually focus on the positive side, uh, forcing the negative side. But achievements that I've accomplished in the university are quite several. With the student body, we've managed to change the grading system for the students. We've managed to give students a platform whereby they can have comfortable learning. Over the last academic year, most students are not yet cleared their fees, but they managed to sit for the exams. We are also trying to push the uploading of marks for the student, timely uploading of marks for the student. For instance, there are several schools in the university which are way ahead, and I keep engaging with them to ensure that students have a very smooth academic experience. Thirdly, another achievement that I've done as an academic secretary is I've managed to tour the satellite campuses and bring them aboard in the way that they also get to benefit from the services that I offer from my office. Yes, I engage them. Recently, we've been with the president in Annex campus,
Yeah.
getting to listen to what the students have to say. I've also toured College of Health Sciences. It's only in Nairobi that we usually communicate on phone, but they
Yeah.
are also inclusive in our biggest agenda, that is ensuring academic uh, success for the student.
So what can you tell that first year girl or boy who is aspiring to grow to be a leader?
Now, what I can tell them is similar to what happened to me, is that don't lose your focus. Sometimes luck might dress you.
Hmm.
For me, I can say it is God made. I didn't really I have no formula of becoming a leader that I can say openly. It's just by God's grace that I managed to be here. What I can tell them is that just remain focused to your objective and learn to accommodate activities or functions or tasks that help you keep yourself in line to what you do. For instance, if you're a young first year, get acquainted with the university leadership, understand how it happens, what is the management saying, who are the leaders here, what is happening here if you really want to grow in your leadership. Number two, don't venture into activities that might derail you from the biggest objective. Me, I took the position of the academics because we all came to university to read and to learn. I took this office because it will help me focus on my biggest objective, that is learning and graduating and moving to becoming. So it's not a position that derails me from my target, but it's a position that helps me work more and build more on what I want to achieve. So they should align themselves with societies, align themselves with organizations, align themselves with clubs and societies that promote leadership or give mentorship to the university students. That is what I can tell them.
That's great. That's great. So, will you pursue leadership after campus?
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh wow.
Once you taste honey, you want to finish the whole jar. So definitely, I have something to pursue ahead.
Hey, that's nice. I
Yeah.
wish you well. What an inspiring conversation. A big thank you to our CS Lusweti for sharing about his story, the challenges, the achievements, the struggles, and how he discovered to be a leader. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend who is aspiring to be a leader. And until next time, this is Have a Talk with me. Stay tuned.